The silent plea the courtroom hummed with nervous energy as the final adoption hearing began. Reporters scribbled notes, cameras flashed, and the wooden benches creaked under the weight of curious onlookers. At the center of it all sat Mira Foster, a small girl with wide, haunted eyes, her fingers twisting the hem of her dress. Beside her, Damon and Elise Whitmore, polished, wealthy, and radiating false warmth, smiled for the judge. "Your Honor," Damon began, his voice smooth, "we only want to give Mira the life she deserves." Elise nodded, dabbing at non-existent tears. "She's been through so much. We just want to love her." Judge Eleanor Hayes studied them, then Myra. The girl hadn't spoken a word since entering the courtroom. Her knuckles were white where she gripped the table. "Mira," Judge Hayes said gently, "do you want to live with the Whitmores?" The room held its breath. Mira's lips trembled. She glanced at Damon, whose grip on her shoulder tightened just enough to be a warning. Then, in a whisper so faint, it barely carried help, gasps erupted. Damon's smile froze. Lisa's breath hitched. Judge Hayes's eyes hardened. "Bailiff," she ordered, "seal the room." The Whitmores exchanged a panicked look as the doors locked. Something was very, very wrong. The moment the courtroom doors locked, Damon Whitmore's polished demeanor cracked. His fingers twitched, his jaw tightening as he shot a sharp glance at his wife. Elise, ever the actress, forced a trembling smile, but her eyes darted toward the exits like a trapped animal. Judge Eleanor Hayes kept her voice steady, but her gaze was razor-sharp. "Bailiff, escort Mr. and Mrs. Whitmore to separate rooms for questioning." Mira, still shaking, clutched the edge of the table as if it were the only thing keeping her from collapsing. A kind-faced woman, in a blazer, Sophia Carter, Mira's court-appointed social worker, knelt beside her. "It's okay," Sophia murmured, brushing a strand of hair from Mira's face. "You're safe now." Mira didn't answer, but her fingers curled into Sophia's sleeve. Refusing to let go, the detective's instinct, Detective Lucas Reed, had been observing the hearing from the back, called in as a precaution when Judge Hayes sensed something off about the Whitmores. Now, as he watched Damon being led away, still protesting, still decomposed, he knew this wasn't just a case of a scared kid. He caught Sophia's eye. "She'll say anything else?" Sophia shook her head. "Not yet, but she will." Lucas nodded. Flipping open his notepad, "I'll start digging into the Whitmores." The first crack Damon played the wounded benefactor in his interview. "This is outrageous. We've done nothing but try to give that girl a home, but Elise was unraveling." When Lucas asked about previous foster children, she flinched. "There was one before. A boy. It didn't work out." Lucas leaned forward. Name Elise's throat bobbed. I don't remember." "Bullshit." A quick search revealed no record of any other child in their care. The basement later, in a quiet room with Sophia, Myra finally spoke, barely above a whisper. "They have a basement." "What's in the basement?" Mira's fingers twisted in her lap. "Other kids." Sophia exchanged a look with Lucas. This wasn't an adoption, it was a trafficking ring. Sophia's hands trembled as she typed up her report. "Other kids?" The words burned in her mind. She had seen fear in children before: neglect, abuse, but this was different. This was calculated. Across the precinct, Lucas Reed slammed a file onto his desk. "Got it?" Sophia turned. "What?" "The Whitmore's property records." He flipped open the folder, revealing blueprints of their estate. "There's no basement listed." Sophia frowned. "So they built one illegally." Lucas nodded. "And if Mira's telling the truth, it's not for storage." The lawyer's threat. Damon's attorney, a slick man in a tailored suit, stormed into the station. "Detective Reed, you're treading on dangerous ground. My clients are pillars of this community." Lucas didn't blink. "Funny pillars don't usually need to hide basements." The lawyer's smile tightened. "You have no evidence. Just the ramblings of a traumatized child." Sophia stepped forward. "We have her, and she's enough. The first break that night." Lucas dug deeper into Elise's past. A deleted social media post, a photo from 5 years ago, A little girl with braces standing between the Whitmores at a charity gala. Caption, "So proud of our daughter Emily." But there was no Emily Whitmore in any school records. No medical files. Trace. Lucas called Sophia. Yet another kid. And she's gone. The safe house Mira sat curled on a couch in a temporary foster home, clutching a stuffed rabbit Sophia had given her. "Did they hurt you?" Sophia asked softly. Mira shook her head. "Not me, but the others." "They cried." At night, Sophia's stomach twisted. "Where are they now?" Mira's voice dropped to a whisper. "They took them away." They almost kissed back at Lucas's apartment. Sophia slumped against his kitchen counter, exhaustion weighing her down. Lucas handed her a coffee, their fingers brushing. "We're close," he murmured. She met his gaze, warm, steady, safe. A heartbeat, neither moved. Then Sophia pulled away, clearing her throat. "We can't mess this up, not for Mira." Lucas nodded. But the air between them stayed charged. The ledger the next morning, Lucas got a call from an old contact in the fraud unit. "You need to see this." A scanned document appeared on his screen. A financial ledger. Coded entries, dates, amounts, and one recurring name, the Haven. Sophia's breath caught. This isn't just about the Whitmores. Lucas's jaw set. It's a whole damn network. The moment Damon Whitmore realized the ledger had been uncovered, he made his move. Sophia was reviewing case files when her phone buzzed in. Alert from the courthouse. Out. "Damon Whitmore has posted bail." Her blood ran cold. She called Lucas. "He's running." The private jet Damon's driver sped toward the private airfield, his lawyer frantically making calls. "We need clearance for takeoff now." But Lucas was faster. A patrol car intercepted them at the gate, lights flashing. Damon's face twisted in fury as officers surrounded the vehicle. "You have no right," Lucas yanked open the door. "Damon. Whitmore, you're under arrest for child trafficking." Lisa's bargain back at the station. Elise sat in interrogation, her perfect nails tapping the table. "I'll talk," she said suddenly. Lucas leaned forward. "Start talking then." Elise's voice dropped. "It's not just us. There's a system. A haven." Sophia stiffened. "Where are the children?" Elise exhaled. "I'll give you names, locations, but I want immunity." The hitman Mira was supposed to be safe in protective custody. But that night, as Sophia read her a bedtime story, a shadow moved outside the window. A silenced gunshot shattered the glass. Sophia threw herself over Myra as Lucas burst in, firing back. The assailant fled, but not before Lucas got a clear look at his face. Man from the ledger. The Haven had sent a cleaner. The almost kiss. Part 2 adrenaline still coursed through Sophia's veins as she paced the safe house. Lucas watched her, his hands shoved in his pockets. "You saved her," he said quietly. Sophia stopped. "We almost didn't." Out. Lucas stepped closer, his thumb brushing a cut on her cheek from the shattered glass.
"Hey, look at me."
For a second the world narrowed too. Just them, the shared breath, the unspoken words. Then Mira's small voice called from the other room. "Sophia." They pulled apart. Later, the list by dawn, Elise had given them everything. A list of names, a list of missing children, and one address, a remote estate where transfers took place. Lucas stared at the file. "We raid it tonight." Sophia nodded. This was it. The raid on the Haven's estate was swift, brutal, and damning. Lucas led the tactical team through the gated property, weapons drawn. Inside, they found records, photos, files, shipping manifests, Sala confirming the unthinkable. The Whitmores were just one link in a much larger chain. The children, in a soundproofed wing of the mansion, they found them. 5 children, malnourished and wide-eyed, huddled in a locked room, none older than 12. One girl looked up at Sophia, trembling. "Are we in trouble?" Oh, Sophia knelt, her voice breaking. "No, sweetheart, you're safe now." Damon's last stand back in custody. Damon Whitmore finally broke. "You think this ends with me?" He sneered at Lucas. "There are others, powerful others." Lucas leaned in. "You're going to name every single one." Damon laughed, a cold, hollow sound. "Or what? You'll lock me up?" Paused. I want a deal. Lucas smirked. Too late. Elise already talked. For the first time, Damon looked afraid. The truth about Emily Elise's confession revealed the darkest secret of all. The girl in the photo, Emily, wasn't just gone. She wasn't. Right for the program, Elise whispered, her voice hollow. So they took her somewhere else. Sophia's stomach turned. Where? Elise shook her head. I don't know. Out if you find the Haven's leader, you'll find her. The kiss that finally happened. The case made headlines. The Whitmore's empire crumbled. The children were placed in safe homes. And Mira clung to Sophia's hand in the courthouse, watching as the judge finalized her placement with Sophia. Permanently. That night, Lucas showed up at Sophia's door with a bottle of wine and a tired smile. You did it, he said. You did it, she corrected. And then, after months of almosts and not yets, they finally kissed. Epilogue. A new beginning 1 year later. Mira sat at the kitchen table, coloring while Sophia packed her lunch for school. Lucas now. A constant presence in their lives, flipped pancakes at the stove. Hey, kiddo, he said, nudging Mira. Happy first day of real school. Mira grinned. For the first time in her life, she wasn't afraid. Because this was family.